So, 2.
4.
You have to say 6.
Okay, let's start nicely. But yeah, you get the drift, yeah? Okay, let's start. 3,
4.
2. 4. 1.
2,
4. 1.
5,
1.
2,
4. 1.
3,
1.
4,
1.
3.
2.
Good evening. Welcome to Cornerstone Faith Assembly. This is the youth talk show. I'm here with my fellow comrades over here. Maybe I'd like to introduce them a little bit. But first, we'd like to say that this is a city where
Grace and love abides.
This is a city where
Grace and love abides.
Great. So now, on my left here, we have Njoki. She's part of the media team. Maybe one or two of you have seen her during the services before this pandemic. She has joined us today for this talk show. And here we have Paul Lemmy, part of the children's ministry. We are glad to have him again for this youth talk. On my right here, we have William, also part of the children's ministry. We are grateful to have you, William. And on my far right over here, we have Winnie, part of the choir, the band. I'm sure you see her on our live services. We are so grateful to see you, Winnie, once again. And of course, your host, Rose Wamboi Maina. I'm grateful to take us through this session of peer pressure. I hope you will enjoy this lesson. Learn, talk to us, comment, and tell us what you think, questions that you might also want to hear. Yeah, so I think we can start.
Yes.
Aya, now I want us to start with a game. Tuchangamke kidogo. Yeah? So now this game is a game of numbers. So currently we are 5. Yeah? So where I'm sitting is the king seat, as you can see. So all of you are supposed, including me, are supposed to fight for this seat. Yeah? So now, this is how we'll start. I'm number 1, the king seat. Yeah? We can start with our left hand here. So Njoki is number 2. Paul number 3. Winnie number 4. And William number 5. Yeah? So we are 5. So you're not supposed to say any number above 5 because we're only 5. The last number is 5. So now, this is how we start. I say a number, any of these numbers, excluding mine. The same goes for you. You don't say a number that is yours. You say another person's number. No hesitating. Once your number is called, like for example, I say number 3. Number 3 shouldn't hesitate. Think fast. Say another number. Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Haya. Alafu, don't say your number. And don't say a number above 5. Are we ready to start?
Yes.
Haya. Awesome. Aya. Oh, one thing I've forgotten to mention. If you lose, you come to the last number, number 5. This is the loser seat. Okay?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
We're not saying you're a loser. You can get to number 1.
Yeah.
Okay? So we are ready?
Yes.
So you've understood the game?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
So now I need us to all drop our microphone. Yeah? Okay. So this is due to the fact that we are going through this pandemic, and while we are having this game, we can't all just be going around trying to sanitize every time. So I think it's better if we project our voices. Project your voice.
William, you hear that?
Good. So now we can do a demonstration, a small demonstration of the game. So, like I said, we are fighting for the king seat. Aya, so we'll start, yeah? Just a demonstration for the viewers out here. So 3,
1,
2,
4, 1,
3,
1.
1. Okay, so I lose. So I go to number 5 seat. And number 2 comes to the king seat. Aya, so we are ready to start the game?
Yes.
Very?
Ready.
Aya. So 5,
2,
4, 1,
2,
4, 1,
3,
5,
3,
5,
3,
5,
2,
4, 1,
3,
5,
3,
5,
4,
1,
2,
1,
2,
1,
3.
2.
eh?
that's the number.
Okay, so start. Aya. 4,
3,
1,
2,
1.
3.
2,
Wait,
Make sure you know your number when you get to that seat. Grab the number of that seat, okay? Yes. Try and get me out of this seat.
nice.
But whatever you don't let Winnie get on that seat.
Yes.
William?
Okay. Winnie, get to the queen seat, yeah?
Of course.
Aya, we can start? Aya. 5,
2.
1,
3,
1,
2,
1,
3,
2,
1,
4,
1,
5,
3.
2,
1,
3,
1,
3,
1,
3,
2,
1,
3.
1.
I told you.
Sijui game isha ama.
5,
I didn't stay here. I didn't okay, okay. Start.
4,
2.
3,
1, 4,
2.
1,
3,
1,
4,
2.
3,
1,
4,
2.
4,
2.
4,
2.
3,
1,
4,
2.
1,
4,
2.
1,
3,
2,
3,
1,
5,
2,
1,
3,
1.
4,
2.
3.
Four,
3,
2.
3,
2.
3,
1.
4,
5, 2,
3,
2.
3,
2.
3,
1.
4,
5, 2,
1,
3,
5.
1, 3,
2.
1,
5, 1, 3,
2.
1.
6.
Do I get to sit on this? Wow, this is wonderful. Okay. 2,
1.
2,
1.
3,
4, 3, 4, 1.
3.
Rosi ni kirudi hapo.
Ananusa.
All right.
So close but so far away.
4,
1,
3,
2,
1.
2,
1.
2,
1.
3,
5, 2,
5.
2,
5.
5.
Rose, you're still very far, far, far. I think if she fails this time, she goes negative, right?
yes,
Okay. 2,
1.
2,
1.
2,
3.
2,
1.
3,
1,
2,
1.
2,
1.
2,
5.
1,
3,
2,
1.
2,
4.
5,
2,
5.
2,
5.
3, 4,
1,
4,
1,
4,
1,
3.
2.
2.
Okay, so last round, yeah?
Okay. So you want it to remain here permanent.
Aliye juu mngoje chini.
tumtoe.
Okay. 3,
1,
3,
1,
3,
1,
2,
1,
3,
1,
4.
5.
5.
It's done.
One last round.
5,
2.
3, 1,
3,
1,
3,
1,
2,
1.
4.
Ruth.
Yay! Okay, so I'm the loser.
Officially.
That was awesome. Okay, so I'd like to congratulate our winner here, William.
Mr. Willie.
Let's
not
clap
the
for
winner.
William. So our second runners up is Winnie. Oh, first runners up, sorry. First runners up.
And the rest.
And the rest.
Others.
Sadly, I am on the king seat now. But yeah, that was a game of pressure, though it's not peer pressure. But our topic for today is peer pressure. Yeah? So I'd like us to start with, what is peer pressure? What is peer pressure? Maybe we can start here with Joki. Please tell us what you think is peer pressure.
I think peer pressure is being influenced by others to do something that you're not used to, or it's something that it's something that can bring either a negative influence or a positive influence to you and whatever that you're all built in.
Okay, great. Maybe gender equality. We can have a male here. Tell us what you think is peer pressure.
I think Evelyn has done good to define. I would rather break the word peer, and then there is pressure. So peer meaning these people of your equality, people of the same whole, your comrades, and so they are generating an influence, like Evelyn said, where you feel you want to be drawn to their side. You want to emulate what they're doing. Yeah. So yeah, and again, it can be positive or negative.
That's awesome. So as we've seen that peer pressure, if you check on your Google search page, it's influence from members of one's peer group. Peer group, you say? What's peer group? These are members of the same, they can be members of the same age or approximately the same age, same interests, etc., etc. Okay? In as much as we all think peer pressure is always just negative, there's also positive peer pressure. Yeah? That's true. So now, I'd like us to dive into let's get a little bit personal with this, yeah? So it might be you or someone you know, yeah? So I'd like to ask, maybe you can pinpoint in your life or in others' lives, where you think peer pressure is a major concern, yeah? So we can start with Winnie.
Okay, thank you. I think areas where peer can really influence you is maybe in dressing. If you're hanging out with people who dress in a certain way, maybe you used to dressing in long dresses and my peer are wearing trouser. Eventually I'll find myself wearing trouser. And it is an influence from them, not that something I really was doing. So, yeah.
Awesome, yeah. Paul?
Story.
Story come.
Now I'll talk about, I think peer pressure when I was a child and then when I was an adolescent. Not I am still an adolescent. I think when I was a child, as in, we were told, yeah, there was a case in school, yeah? So it was a case involving just boys alone, yeah? And when we are children, we just like hanging out boys only, girls only. That was in primary. Yeah, when I was in class 1. So it happened that, like, there's a store we used to go for, there were balls, basketballs. We used to go and take playing materials from there and go to the field with them. Yeah? So on that day, yeah, something happened that the cleaner placed her watch inside there. Yeah? And I was trying to, like, personally, to say the truth, I saw no watch. Yeah? Let us first start from there. I saw no watch. On that day, I saw no watch. Yeah? I think that was on Friday. On Monday, the case erupts. Yeah? That there was a watch on Friday in the store. Yeah? And the boys who went to pick materials from there, who are like all the boys from our class, yeah, were all suspects. So we were taken to the front of the class. We were told to open our bags. And then we were told all to give a confession. Did you see that watch? So people started saying, I saw the watch, I saw the watch, I saw the watch. So I was wondering, you know, it would be very unsafe for me if I say I did not see the watch. Yeah. So I decided, like, I will just say I saw the watch. Yeah. And as in, I will, to further prove my evidence, I will pinpoint someone I saw it with. So I incriminated someone in the story, yet I knew nothing about that story. Yeah? So that was like, as in, it was pressure at that point. As in, if I don't bring in the same story as they have said, as in, it would be a completely different issue. Yeah? So, when I'm an adolescent, actually, Form 3, to be specific, Term 2, month June or July, I'm not sure. I don't know the date, so don't ask me. But I was in school. It was on Saturday, before tea break. I was from class, and like I was just sitting in the dormitory, right? Now, as far back as I can remember, as in, I would not like to see people fight, like two people fighting, yeah? But that day, I did not know what came into me, yeah? That there was some commotion on the hallway of our dormitory. So I went to look. And you see, like, people are gathering around. There's excitement in the air. For I do not know why high schoolers like seeing fights. Yeah? And suddenly, I felt I was joining in. I wanted to see someone fight for the first time. I wanted to see people exchanging blows. Yeah? And as in, I would, if someone would ask me right then that, would you like to see someone get hurt? As in, I would not want to see someone get hurt, but to excuse myself from that position, yeah, and maybe just go away, as in, uboisha anajifanya, mbona hataki kuona hizi vitu, na hizi vitu ziko normal, unaona? So, like that kind of, I don't want to seem awkward or a different way, made me want to just stay there. Just look at the fight, go with the flow. So that was me.
That's awesome. Wow, nice story. Yeah, so I think many of us go through a lot of peer pressure in our lives. It can be when you're young, it can even be now. Like for me, I'd say I go through it a lot. Not that I can't stand for myself or I'm not assertive, but sometimes, especially now that we are here, okay, we are Christians, yeah? And of course, some of us have friends out there who also you'd like to bring them to this side, but you know, everyone maybe has their time. Salvation, I guess, is personal. So for me, I've been trying my best to bring people to this side, but it's been a tough journey because many a times I end up finding myself mostly going to that side, and the pressure is real. Social media, people wanting to meet up, and even now during this pandemic, I'm sure some of you are probably going through the same. Maybe any one of you would like to maybe say how you're coping with peer pressure during this pandemic, because as for me, I think the fact that we come to church to do our sermons, live streaming every day. We're here for me, media team. We're editing, shooting. It's been a way that I've brought myself into just occupying my mind, and yeah. So maybe I'd like to ask one of you if you can tell me something, William. Aha. So how are you coping with peer pressure during this pandemic?
Wow. I wasn't expecting that question. Well, right now, let me say something before I come to answer. So, basically, lack of agenda, when you don't have things to do, and when you don't embrace whatever you're doing, most likely you're going to be influenced, and you will think, like we said, we started by defining peer pressure is, that influence that you get from people who are close to you, your buddies, your people, the people together that you're with. And personally, I have found myself buried in books, and also watching what I've always desired to watch when I'm not having school and other responsibilities. So I will say that has kept me busy. And also to say, I like what you have shared on the media team, being occupied day in, day out. Same thing for us in the children's church, where we have to prepare, and we have specific days to come and do recording so that children at home can be ministered to. So I will say, the key thing is have an agenda to do, have something to do, and not only have an agenda, but embrace that. Because if you don't, you will feel insecure if what I'm doing is good. And I know that peer pressure is broad. That is just an angle that I'm talking about, because I'm thinking of a scenario where Paul is talking about high school, where you don't want to be left out. You don't want to look odd one out, to look crazy, So that's another thing that maybe you just need to understand who you are and your grounds, and that when you say no, it's no. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so that's nice. Since he's right, peer pressure is very broad. I'd also like us maybe to list a few risk factors of peer pressure. Maybe, like for example, like he said, maybe you don't have an agenda. Maybe your interests are not the same as that of your peer group. Maybe you can also pinpoint. We can start with Winnie, then we go to Paul, then Jockey. You maybe list something that you think will make you be more, vulnerable to peer pressure. For me, I'd say low self-esteem, definitely. Especially if you check social media platforms, maybe you see someone with a really good picture, makeup on fleek, with the latest shoes, fashion, stylish, and you're thinking, wow, maybe I'd like that shoe, but it's too expensive for me. But, you're trying to, you start feeling bad about yourself, you start being depressed. But the sad thing is, most of these people who do it on social media, honestly, they they don't usually look like that, let's be honest. But yes, social media is a very different angle, but definitely very applicable to this subject. But this is something we'll dwell into the next next week on Saturday, yeah? But today I'd like you maybe to list some things. Yeah.
Well, I think when you really don't know who you are, like lack of identity,
Yes.
and you are more of a people pleaser, like you want to please everyone and you don't know how to stand for yourself or to say no, you end up acting or being influenced with their action. And one thing that helped me, I know who I am, and I know when to say no and when not to say no. So yeah, so it's good.
Wow. Viewers, I hope you're taking notes, yeah? Hiya, Paul.
I don't know how to say this, but you know, when in school when someone says your answer, you always say she said mine. Teacher, she said mine. And then it is like uliandika jina hapo ama. But I think for me it was yeah. Right now there's so much pressure on. There's too much information, right? And we call it the information age, but at times we get to points where it's like overload, yeah. And if you're not careful, you may believe everything you hear without even really going deep into the layers. So I think for me, I think that is a major point where I like get maybe lost, sidetracked. That this one says this today. This one says there is God and he gives very sufficient evidence. And then tomorrow someone says there is no God and he gives sufficient evidence. And so if you do not really have a ground to stand on, you'll be wondering which road? Is this one? Is it that one? So even with maybe destiny, you see that one would come and say, you can do this, yeah. You can do this. You're very good at fixing things, but maybe your mind is not even in fixing things, yeah. And if you don't have if you're not able to analyze it well and see go back through the layers and see what it really is, where will I go? Left or right? So.
Awesome. Njoki?
For me, what I will say is know your gang, like know your crew, because I think there's a percentage that in your life that the people you're hanging out with will add value to your life. Because if you hang around people that are not positive or are not giving you the direction that you're supposed to go, you will lose yourself and you will find yourself going astray and doing things that you're not supposed to or are not part of you. So I think just be you, know your identity, and whoever that you're working with, just embrace him or her. If he or she is positive, for me, chenye niliambiwa na Fadhili, once upon a time, he was my Sunday school teacher. He once told us that we should find that accountable partner that you will be able to work with, let's say in your salvation, your day-to-day life, like someone who will be there for you when you're crying, when you're happy, when everything is working out for you, he will be there and will stand by you. So if you find that no one in your clique will add value to your life, just pluck them off, because you might see them right now like, why are you doing this? But 5 years to come, you'll see the value that you made in your life by plucking them off and finding people that will add value to you. I think that's what.
Awesome. So you guys have really good points. I like that. I see you came prepared. Ama ni Mwakenya ziko mahali. Mind of Christ. Wow, I like that. I like that.
Unatumia God's leakage.
Wow. So I'd like to add on to her point with a verse. I think we all know this verse. It's very famous. 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 33. Don't be fooled. Bad company corrupts good morals. True. And that's true, by the way. I've personally faced it myself in the past. When I was so innocent. And then most of my friends were into partying, clubbing, drinking and all that. And if you're not doing it, and that's your gang, you're the boring one, or you're the one who is taking care of people while they are busy having fun, which is not fun at all, honestly. It's very terrible. But we got through it, and yeah, now we know better. So I'd say for me, it was mostly wanting to belong. I can say it's a risk factor in that I didn't know my place in that peer group or in my gang, in my squad. Maybe I felt like a beta, alpha, beta. I felt like others were above me or they were better than me. And that also is low self-esteem. Yeah, lack of confidence, at least so many things, but hey. Anyway, so yeah, so I like that. So I think we can also maybe mention, we've also mentioned a lot of negative peer pressure. Maybe if you feel free to mention something positive, like a positive peer pressure, because it goes both ways. It's not just negative. There's also positive peer pressure. Maybe any of you would like to say something on that? Everyone is
All
looking at
eyes.
Winnie.
I guess everyone is looking at me, but it's not really something big, but it's big. So most of my friends take a lot of water. So they are influencing me to be taking water.
Awesome.
It is positive, right?
Very.
Very positive.
And at least I'm trying.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So it doesn't have to be really a big thing. Yeah.
The little things matter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very true.
Yeah.
Someone else?
I think I've been influenced to read books, which has good impact in my life. And I'm also thinking of Cornerstone is an influential place.
Very.
Like I mean, we have been involved in so many things. Talk of drama, talk of songs, talk of we want to venture into new things, and you will not lack anyone to come and join you. And then in the process, they discover they are good at that. They're good at media. They're good at singing and acting. So, yeah. Good job, Cornerstonians.
Anyone else? Okay.
I think the same as William, as in, yeah, maybe I can mention the amazing team we have down there, the Children's Church, and they have influenced me to do things that I don't want to do, e.g. singing. So, but not the same as William, where along the way you find you're good at it, but along there I found you're very terrible at it. But I think...
Is it coming out well?
No.
But
Yeah, but I think it's a good way to even spend my time, because I would rather sing badly than go and do things that were not expected of me. Yeah.
Evelyn? Nothing? For me, I'd say definitely Cornerstone. The band, children's ministry, okay, no. Mostly the band and the media team. They've really influenced me positively. I'm usually very bad with time. I am not a punctual person, but I'm working on it. They've really shown me you should try and be early for things. When you're early, everything works well, sound works well, you're ready, you've set up, you just relax. You don't even have that tense pressure that you usually have before a shoot, and you're thinking, oh no, the sound, and it's really good, by the way. It's good to manage your time well, yeah? Okay, so now we'd like to just touch a little bit on how to deal with peer pressure, but we don't want to dwell on it so much because this is something we'll talk about the next time, yeah? So maybe you can mention something small, like you can list something small that maybe might help someone out there who's dealing with peer pressure on how to combat or to just deal with it once and for all. Maybe we can start on my left.
Okay, you can find someone who is stronger in whatever that they're doing, and like he or she is much, let's say he's more positive than you, and just walk with him or her, because whatever that you will require from her or him, I think will add something to your life. And venye nimesema, finding an accountable partner, that person will really help. And if you talk to them and just give out whatever that you are experiencing, and you guys share something, find an accountability partner who you will share your flaws with, and he or she will be able to accept you the way you are, and he will walk with you and guide you. Don't be afraid, don't be scared of judgment, because this world, we are all sinners, we all do bad things. So if you just open up, he will help, and you will be guided.
Yeah, true. Uh-huh.
The
Awesome.
good thing with accountability partners, they pinpoint the areas you should go or what you shouldn't do. They're not afraid, like they will not baby you, but they will correct you with so much love. So like if you are doing a wrong thing, they'll just tell you this is wrong, but in a good way. So I'm supporting you, like you should find an accountability partner. Yeah.
Awesome. Uh-huh. Paul?
I think not putting yourself in a risky position where you'd find such pressure.
Yeah.
Though it's hard, but I think most peer pressure, negative peer pressure, stems from not doing what you're supposed to do at a particular time. You know, like on that day I was in the dormitory, I would have been reading in class, you see, and that would I would have avoided anything like that. So just good management of time, and just do what you're supposed to do at a particular time, so that you're always occupied. No time for because if you don't have work, the devil will make good work for you. Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice. I think just like I said, know who you are, like exactly identify who you are, then change your mindset from thinking how you think things should be to how things should be. Then try to live according to the changed mindset. Then don't be motivated with desires, but with love. Yeah, I think it will help you to make the right choices in life.
Awesome.
Yeah, I just want to say this is very simple. Choose your friends wisely. Choose your
Exactly.
friends wisely.
Eat the scroll. It has everything you need.
Which
Yeah.
scroll?
The Bible. Spend your time in the Bible. An idle mind is the devil
Devil's
workshop.
workshop.
So if you don't know anything, just take the Bible. It has everything, every guidance you need. Though it's not easy, sometimes it's boring, but you can start with the stories.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Even before I go back to choose your friends wisely, I just want to back what Winnie is saying with the Bible verse. The Bible says in Romans chapter 12, verse 2, and this is a very important verse. It says that do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind,
Wow.
that you may prove what is the good and acceptable and perfect will of God. And that's from the New King James Version. I loved reading from the Passion Translation. It puts it so well. And it says that stop imitating the ideals and opinions of the culture around you, but be inwardly transformed by the Holy Spirit through a total reformation of how you think. This will empower you to discern God's will as you live in a beautiful life, satisfying and perfect in His eyes. I mean, there's no better answer but just being where in the Word of God. That's where we will be renewed. We make the right choices. But going back to choose your friends wisely.
Yes.
We all need friends, right? You need people who are going through the same things you're going through. Friends who are developing looks that are similar to yours. Because if your life is just dictated by mature people who never understand you, might develop a certain behavior of thinking you are in your own world. You are different. You're like nobody else, and that can cause a lot of trouble to your life in different aspect of your life. So choose your friends wisely, and this is what I would say. Since friends are important, there is something you're looking for. There's something you're looking for, and I think that's where we are supposed to start. If you want people that you can share with, that's a good reason. I just want a friend that I can be sharing with. I don't understand my mom sometimes. I don't understand my brothers. I need someone who is we understand each other. That's a genuine reason. But who is that friend who is going to hear your story? Is it just anybody? Is it one who is ever on, I don't know, let me not be specific, but you need to have someone who has a good record, good reputation, and so you choose your friends wisely. Just before this interview, this is an interview, right? So
More of a talk show.
a talk show, yeah. I was going through an article that I had read some time back. So today I was going through it, and actually there's some things that these guys mentioned. I think it's very important, and it made me like to sit back and think about it. It says that the truth is that we generally go in the direction that our closest friends go. And it continues to say that almost as a universal rule, we are the sum total of the 5 people we hang around the most. I mean, if you want to know who you are, show me the closest 5 guys, and I will describe your character. It's that serious. It's that serious. And you know what happens? With your closest friends who are influencing you, you start to talk like them. Then you will start to think like them. And then you know what will happen? You will act like them. So we just need to govern our lives wisely, because one time we will have to give an account before our God, because friends are a gift, and so make use of those friends to take you to better places. Yeah.
Thank you, William. Thank you, Winnie. Thank you, Paul and Evelyn. It's been such an awesome session to listen from you guys. I'm really excited that this panelist here, they know what they are doing, eh? Si wachache. Yes, to finish up on what William is saying, I remember someone mentioned to me one time, if you want to be a millionaire, you should hang around millionaires. And yeah, so also to add on to the 5 friends, show me your 5 friends and I'll tell you your future. It's not even about your character, even your future. If you keep having the same people who are influencing you negatively around you, your future might not be as awesome as it would have been if your 5 friends were a better positive lot. Yeah? So I'd like to finish with a few words. First, we are not going through this alone. Even in the Bible, Israelites went through this. You can remember when Aaron, Moses' brother, was pressured into making a god for them when Moses didn't come back from the mountain. He was so pressured, and he eventually gave up and made for them a golden calf. Yeah? And also we see Israelites being told by God that to the land which I give you, do not imitate or learn the ways of those other nations. Yeah, because you're my people. I want you to follow my laws so that you can dwell on the land. And when they disobeyed God many times, they were driven out. Yeah? Also, remember Pilate. Pilate was also pressured by the Jews to release Barabbas, yeah, and to crucify Jesus, yeah. Also, so the last verse I have for you is Proverbs chapter 13, verse 20. He who walks with wise men will be wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. Okay? Yes. So now, thank you so much, Evelyn. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Winnie. Thank you, William, for joining us this evening. I hope all of you online, online viewers, you learned a lot. Keep following us. Keep comment below what you think or what you might want to hear on the next talk. We are still on peer pressure, like William said. It's a very broad subject, but it's something that we as the youth are going through a lot. I think it's like a rite of passage. Yeah, so now I'd like us to finish up with the game. Yeah. Or you want something else?
We want a game.
So, so we can drop our mics and yeah. So thank you, online viewers. Catch us on Facebook, YouTube. Also watch our online services every day from 12:45. Yes, we have live sermons from Tuesday to Friday. Then we also have 8 p.m. services, and also for other languages, Luo, Kikuyu, Kamba, and also we have the children's ministry at 10 a.m. on Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Also join us on our Sunday live services. Worship with us. This is a great place, a city where grace and love abide. Thank you so much.